Wuthering Heights is a gothic and romantic novel that explores the dark side of human emotions, love, revenge, passion, and obsession, through the lives of two families, the Earnshaws and the Lintons, living on the isolated Yorkshire moors. It is narrated through multiple frames, mainly by Nellie Dean and Mr. Lockwood. Biography of Emily Writer. Emily Bronte, 1818–1848, was an English novelist and poet, best known for her only novel Wuthering Heights, now considered one of the greatest works in English literature. She was born on July 30, 1818, in Thornton, Yorkshire, and grew up in the isolated village of Haworth with her literary sisters Charlotte and Anne Bronte. Emily lived a reclusive life, deeply connected to nature and imagination. Her poetry and fiction reflect intense emotions, spiritual depth, and a fascination with the wild moors surrounding her home. Her novel Wuthering Heights, 1847, published under the pen name Ellis Bell, was initially criticized for its dark themes but later praised for its originality and psychological depth. Emily Bronte died of tuberculosis on December 19, 1848, at the age of 30, leaving behind a timeless literary legacy. Summary of the novel. Wuthering Heights is a powerful tale of love, revenge, and obsession set on the lonely Yorkshire moors. The story begins when Mr. Earnshaw brings home a dark-haired orphan boy named Heathcliff, whom he raises alongside his own children, Hindley and Catherine. While Hindley grows to hate Heathcliff, Catherine forms a deep and passionate bond with him. However, when Mr. Earnshaw dies, Hindley treats Heathcliff cruelly and reduces him to the status of a servant. Despite their love, Catherine decides to marry Edgar Linton, a wealthy neighbor from Thrushcross Grange, believing that marrying Heathcliff would degrade her. Heartbroken, Heathcliff disappears for several years. When he returns, he is mysteriously rich and determined to take revenge on everyone who wronged him. He ruins Hindley through gambling, takes control of Wuthering Heights, and later forces Catherine's daughter, Cathy, and his own weak son, Linton, into a marriage to secure the Linton estate. Catherine dies young after giving birth to her daughter, leaving Heathcliff tormented by her memory. His obsession with her continues even after death, as he longs for their souls to be united. In the next generation, Cathy and Hareton Earnshaw, Hindley's son, gradually fall in love and begin to heal the damage caused by Heathcliff's bitterness. In the end, Heathcliff dies and is buried beside Catherine, finally finding the peace that eluded him in life. The novel closes with the hope of renewal as Cathy and Hareton plan a future together, bringing light back to the dark and haunted Wuthering Heights heartbreak. Main themes in the novel. 1. Love and passion. The central theme is the intense and destructive love between Heathcliff and Catherine Earnshaw. Their bond transcends normal romantic love, it is spiritual, wild, and obsessive. Catherine's famous line, "I am Heathcliff," shows their unity beyond social or physical boundaries. 2. Revenge. Heathcliff's life becomes consumed by revenge after being mistreated by Hindley Earnshaw and rejected by Catherine. His vengeance ruins both families, showing how revenge corrupts the soul and destroys innocence. 3. Social class and inequality. Heathcliff, an orphan of mysterious origin, is treated as inferior by the Earnshaws and Lintons. His struggle for acceptance reflects class conflict and social ambition in Victorian England. 4. Nature versus civilization. The wild, stormy Wuthering Heights contrasts with the calm, cultured Thrushcross Grange. These two houses symbolize the conflict between raw emotion and social restraint, nature and culture, or instinct and order. 5. Cycle of suffering and redemption. The second generation, young Cathy, Hareton, and Linton, mirrors the first but ends differently. Their reconciliation and love bring hope and peace, breaking the cycle of hatred. Now come to the characters of the novel. Heathcliff, one of the main character of the novel, orphan brought to Wuthering Heights, dark, passionate, and vengeful. Symbol of untamed nature and emotional extremity. Catherine Earnshaw, spirited and proud, torn between her love for Heathcliff and her desire for social respectability through Edgar Linton. Edgar Linton, gentle, refined, represents social order and civilization. Hindley Earnshaw, Catherine's brother, who abuses Heathcliff. Nellie Dean, servant and main narrator, her moral perspective shapes the story. Hareton Earnshaw and Cathy Linton, the younger generation who symbolize reconciliation and healing. Setting and atmosphere. The Yorkshire moors mirror the emotional landscape, wild, lonely, and unpredictable. The weather often reflects the characters' moods and inner turmoil. This setting gives the novel its gothic tone, style and structure. Complex narrative framing. Story within a story, Lockwood right pointing arrow Nellie right pointing arrow other voices. Rich in symbolism. The moors, ghosts, houses, and storms all reflect emotions. Combines romantic intensity with gothic darkness. Candle moral and message. Emily Bronte portrays love not as gentle or idealized, but as a powerful, consuming force that can destroy or redeem. The novel questions human nature, morality, and whether peace is possible after chaos. Sparkle's conclusion. Wuthering Heights is not a traditional love story. It is a tragic exploration of passion, pride, and revenge, written with emotional depth and psychological complexity far ahead of its time. It remains one of English literature's most haunting masterpieces. If you found this explanation helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more meaningful English literature analyses.